Okay. Okay, so this time our topic is about change management and leadership adaptability, no? So, change management and leadership adaptability are essential competencies for actually not only for public but for private sector leaders operating in environments characterized by uncertainty, rapid technological advancement, and evolving stakeholder expectation. In today's organizations, no, change is no longer an occasional event but a continuous reality that requires leaders to guide people, processes, and system through transitions in a deliberate and humane manner. So effective change management helps minimize resistance, align organizational goals, and sustain performance, while leadership adaptability enables leaders to respond flexibly to emerging challenges without losing strategic direction. Within executive leadership and supervisory development, adaptability becomes a defining factor of leadership effectiveness. Leaders are expected not only to implement policies and reforms, but also to model resilience, openness to learning, and responsiveness to their teams. In the Philippine context, no, where institutions often face policy shifts, resource constraints, and diverse organizational culture, adaptive leaders play an important role in maintaining stability while driving innovation. Change management, therefore, is not simply about managing systems, but about leading people through transformation with clarity, empathy, and purpose. At this point, I would like to give the floor to our presenter who will share insights on change management frameworks, leadership adaptability, and practical strategies for executive and supervisory development. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Doc. So, thank you, Ms. Kay, for sharing my presentation. So, again, once again, good morning. So, I am Junior Mojares from the PNP Internal Affairs Service, your second presenter for the day. So, as introduced by our beloved professor, my topic for today is about change management and leadership adaptability. Next slide, please. So for our learning goal, by the end of this lesson, the learners will be able to understand the basic concepts of change management and adaptability and appreciate their importance in responding effectively to organizational and environmental changes. Next slide, please. For our learning objectives, at the end of this session or lesson, the learners should be able to, number one, define change management and adaptability in simple terms. Number two, explain link between the change management and adaptability. Number three, enumerate the ways on how adaptable leaders succeed at change management. And number four, recognize the importance of adaptability in personal and organizational success. Next slide, please. Okay. So for the definition of terms, change management. Change management is a systematic process of transferring individuals, teams, and organizations from their current condition to a desired future state effectively. So yung po yung definition ng change management. And then moving forward, for individuals and organizations to handle and adapt with the dynamics and ever-changing environment, they must know these three ways on how to overcome the challenges that comes with change management. So number one, they must first recognize the need for change. So in the context of change management and adaptable leadership, I'll be taking the transition of the Philippine National Police from the PCINP as an example po. So for recognizing the need, so the shift from the PCINP or the Philippines Constabulary or Insular National Police to the Philippine National Police was driven by the need to professionalize law enforcement, strengthen civilian character, and restore public trust after the authoritarian period. So leaders recognized that a militarized policing structure was no longer aligned with democratic governance and community-oriented policing. So this awareness created the urgency for institutional reform. So we have take this transition of PCINP to Philippine National Police. So una, they were able to recognize the need that yung mga needs na yun ay they want to have a more professionalized law enforcement or police force. So and then next is plan and execute change activities. So doon sa transition na yon from PCINP to Philippine National Police, ano yung mga uh, change activities that they need to plan and execute. So the enactment of Republic Act number 6975 institutionalized the PNP and provided a legal framework for restructuring, which was improved and revised by Republic Act 8551. So change activities included organizational reengineering. So yung isa sa change activity that goes with this transition, yung organizational reengineering. Sino ang maglilid sa Philippine National Police, ano-ano ang mga units under PNP, sino ang tinatawag na command group, ano yung organizational structure and stopping pattern. So another change activity is yung revised training doctrines. So magkakaroon ng mga bagong training, like for example, nagkaroon na ng public safety basic recruit course which before hindi na i-implement. And then new recruitment standards. So considering na they opted or they decided to make the police force more professional, so nagkaroon din ng different sets of minimum qualification standards na dapat you have your eligibility, na dapat you have finished a degree. Kasi di ba before, kung mapapansin natin, you can already be a member of the INP or the police force if you are acquainted with the municipal mayor, or pwede rin naman if you are high school graduate. But then again, dahil sa nakita nilang pangangailangan na kailangan i-professionalize ang Philippine National Police, they have come up with this minimum qualification standards na kailangang itaas din yung antas ng mga standards ng pwedeng pumasok sa police force. And then another is the adoption of community-based policing principles. So, kagaya ng sa policing sa policing programs natin before, kung mapapansin natin, the police force is under yung PCINP nga. Dito sa Philippine National Police, they make our policing system more community service oriented. So adaptable leadership ensured that policies, systems, and competencies were aligned with the new civilian police mandate. So ayun yung number 2 na ways on how we can have a successful change management. So next is the management resistance or manage resistance. So managing resistance to change emerged from cultural differences between military and civilian policing tradition. So uncertainty among personnel and fear of role displacement. So ano yung mga resistance na kinaharap ng transition na ito ng PCINP to PNP? So before, nagkaroon ng fear yung mga personnel sa kanilang displacement. Kaya binigyan sila before ng prerogative if they will choose to remain with the Armed Forces of the Philippines, yung mga member ng PCINP, or they will join the new PNP organization, the Philippine National Police. So isa yon sa mga resistance na kinaharap ng transition na yon. So ano pa, yung mga reorientation programs, professional education, di ba tinaas nga yung ating qualification standards, and gradual cultural transformation. So by reinforcing shared values, discipline, and accountability, leaders help members adopt and commit to the new organizational identity. So yun ang naging contribution or participation ng mga adaptable leaders. They educate the people na huwag kayong matakot sa change kasi mas maraming magagawang advantages yung transition natin from the PCINP into this new PNP organization. So overall, the PCINP to PNP transition demonstrate how recognizing the need for change, systematically implementing reforms, and managing resistance are essential to successful change management under adaptable leadership. So if ever we have observed or we have employed the change management methods, ito yung mga epekto. So first is reduce disruptions. So naiiwasan natin yung mga delays doon sa perfect transition from PCINP to PNP, and then decrease resistance. So nababawasan natin yung mga negative thoughts or negative remarks or yung mga resistance noong mga taong involved doon sa change or doon sa transition. And then next is the successful attainment of organizational goals. So next slide, please. So after the change management, we go on now with adaptability. So earlier, we defined change management as a structured approach used to help individuals and organizations transition from the current state to a desired future state. While on the other hand, adaptability refers to our ability to adjust effectively to new conditions, challenges, or environments. So next slide, please. So change management and adaptability are inextricably linked. So meaning they are closely connected or intertwined that it cannot be separated, as effective change management relies on individuals' ability to adjust to new ways or of working or thinking. So kung mapapansin natin yung adaptability, it's more of a personal yung personal skills mo on how you can easily adapt to changes. And then yung change management naman, yun yung mga processes or yung structured approach na kailangan natin gawin. So, kaya mapapansin natin na they are, or kaya nasabi na they are inextricably linked with each other. Kasi yung effective change management is reliant or dependent kung gaano rin nagiging ka-adaptable yung mga tao na involved doon sa mga pagbabago, sa changes or sa mga transitions. So, next slide please. So for the imperative adaptability in leadership. So adaptability in the context of leadership refers to leaders' ability to stay flexible and responsive to their ever-changing external environment. So this quality involves not only reacting to changes, but also predicting them and preparing the organization to pivot quickly and efficiently. So yung mga adaptable leaders, hindi sila tinitingnan lang as reactive leaders. So they must be proactive wherein they always think 2 steps ahead na ma-determine nila what are the challenges na pwede nilang kaharapin doon sa mga changes or sa mga transitions na pagdadaanan ng institution or ng organization. So kagaya na nasabi natin, it involves not only reacting to changes but also predicting and preparing the organization. So para at least alam nila or meron na agad silang mga contingency plan doon sa mga possible challenges that comes along with the change or the transition in the institution or organization. So next slide please. The synergy between adaptability and change management. So when we say synergy, it means the combined effect of 2 or more elements working together to produce greater results or effect. So as what we have said in the previous slide, change management and adaptation or adaptability are inextricably related. So with the change management being defined as the organized process of moving individuals, teams, and organizations from their current condition to a desired future state, meaning kung saan natin gusto dalhin ang organization, effective change management necessitates adaptability as leaders. So leaders must not only handle logistical components. Yung mga adaptable leaders natin, they do not just concentrate with the logistical requirements, pero they also consider yung mga tinatawag natin na mga human elements. So ano ba yung mga tinatawag natin mga human elements? So ito yung mga emotional and psychological shifts that comes with the transition or the changes. So ano yung mga emotional and psychological reaction ng mga persons involved doon sa mga transitions or mga changes na kakaharapin ng institution or ng organization. Next slide, please. So for the adaptable leaders to succeed at change management, they must, number one, anticipating change. So they stay ahead of industry trends and potential disruptions enabling them to prepare their teams in advance. So gaya na nasabi natin, adaptable leaders, hindi lang sila reactive, but they must be proactive, wherein they will be able to anticipate kung ano yung mga potential disruptions or ano yung mga challenges that will come along the way para na sa gadon ma-prepare nila yung institution or yung teams ahead of time. And then communicating effectively. Uh, Adaptable leaders articulate the vision and the reasons behind the change. So, yung ating mga adaptable leaders must be visionaries. So they have their own ways and means on how they will convey the message on or how they will convince their people na kailangan yung pagbabago or how they will ensure the teams that they were able to understand the necessity and benefits of adapting. So, and then next is empowering others. So by fostering a culture of trust and empowerment, adaptable leaders encourage innovation and risk-taking, essential for navigating change. And then last is the demonstrating resilience. So they model resilience in the face of setbacks, showing their teams that perseverance is key to overcome challenges. So next slide, please. So cultivating adaptability and excellence in change management. So leaders can enhance their adaptability by, so number one, embracing a growth mindset. So pag sinabing embracing a growth mindset, they see or they view challenges as opportunities. So hindi nila tinitingnan yon as negatively, pero they see these challenges as new opportunities. And they believe that learning fosters adaptability. And the next is emotional or cultivating emotional intelligence. So kanina nabanggit ng classmate natin si Major Haba, yung adaptable leaders must have this emotional intelligence. So high emotional intelligence enables leaders to manage their emotions and those of their team members, and a crucial skill in times of change. So isa ito sa crucial skill na pwede nating magamit during this time of transitions or mga changes sa mga institutions or sa mga organizations na kinabibilangan natin. So, next slide please. So next is engaging in continuous learning. So, adaptable leaders commits to a lifelong learning. So they ensure that as leaders, they remain abreast of new knowledges and skills, making it easier to adapt to change. So hindi tayo nakokontento na wala tayong mga bagong natututunan, mga bagong kaalaman. We continue to learn in order for us to have a new skill set para nang sa ganon, mas madali sa atin na makapag-adapt, or if ever magkaroon ng mga change or mga transitions, mas madali sa atin makapag-adapt dahil sa we know to ourselves that we are equipped with the right skill set. We have the needed knowledge, and we have new learning. So kayang-kaya natin mag-adapt sa mga pagbabago na padating. And then fostering a culture of flexibility. So encouraging flexibility in thought and action among team members creates an environment where adaptability can thrive. So yung mga adaptable leaders, they encourage their people, they motivate their people na maganda yung they look these changes as mga opportunities, or mas tinitingnan nila na yung mga pagbabago na ito ay may mas maraming magandang magagawa sa kanila bilang mga members ng organization or bilang mga empleyado. So next slide please. So leading through change and understanding the change process. So bakit nga ba kailangan ang change, or why change is necessary? So first, technology. So technology drives change by introducing new tools, systems, and processes that improve efficiency, accuracy, and speed. As innovations emerge, organizations must adapt to remain competitive, secure, and responsive to modern demands. So nakikita naman natin kung gaano ka-fast changing or fast pacing yung ating panahon ngayon, and yung mga demands using a more updated and modern technology. So dapat as a organization or as an institution, matutunan natin kung paano tayong mag-adapt dito sa mga changes na dala ng technology natin. So second is policy. So policies necessitate change because laws, regulations, and institutional rules are updated to address emerging risks. So ethical standards and societal expectations, compliance requires organizations to modify structures, procedures, and behaviors. Yun naman yung sa policy natin. And then next is people. People are reason for change as workforce demographics. So their skills, sa mga tao naman, yung skills nila, your skill sets nila, yung values, yung expectations nila, every now and then, nagbabago yan or nag-evolve. So employees demand better leadership, inclusivity, competence, and development, while organizations must continuously build capability and manage resistance. So, ang sunod naman po ay environment. So, environment compels change through economic shifts, social trends, security threats, public health concerns, and climate-related risks. So, external pressures require organizations to adjust strategies to remain resilient and relevant. So, in summary, change is necessary because alignment with these four factors ensures effectiveness, legitimacy, and sustainability in a constantly evolving system. So next slide, please. So for our key takeaways, we have two statements here. In the context of adaptable leadership, the statement "change is constant" emphasizes that leadership approaches must continuously evolve to remain effective. So leaders must anticipate change, not merely react to it. So hindi tayo, sabi nga natin kanina, hindi tayo maging reactive, but at the same time, maging proactive tayo. So leaders must anticipate, leaders must anticipate change, not merely react to it, by staying aware of emerging trends and challenges. So continuous learning and the willingness to let go of outdated practices are essential. Most importantly, adaptable leaders guide and support their people through change to maintain resilience and performance. So for the second statement, adaptability is essential. Adaptability is essential because leaders operate in environments that are constantly evolving, so and unpredictable. It enables leaders to adjust strategies, decisions, and behaviors in response to new challenges and opportunities. So adaptable leaders remain effective under pressure by learning quickly and responding thoughtfully rather than rigidly. So ultimately, adaptability strengthens resilience, innovation, and sustained organizational performance. So next slide, please. So any questions from the class, from our classmates? So parang wala naman po yata. So I'll be ending this presentation with a quote from Peter Drucker. So the greatest danger in times of change is not change itself, but clinging to what worked in the past, by Peter Drucker. So dapat huwag tayong makontento sa kung ano na lang yung meron, kung ano yung available, kung ano yung nag-work before. Dapat matutunan din natin na mag-improve. So as individuals, as human, we have this inclination for continual improvement. So dapat huwag tayong makontento and makontento lang sa mga kung ano yung mga nag-work na before, dahil meron pang mas meron pa tayong magagawa para mas ma-improve pa natin, especially sa government services, mas ma-improve pa natin yung mga serbisyo na ino-offer natin sa kanya-kanyang institution natin and organizations. So we must always learn how to adapt. So next slide, please. So that will be all. Thank you and good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much and congratulations, sir. No? Okay. The presentation emphasizes that successful change management start with a clear understanding of why change is necessary and how it aligns with the organization's mission and long-term goals. When leaders clearly communicate the purpose and expected outcomes or expected outcomes of change, employees are more likely to understand its value and participate actively in the transition. This clarity reduces uncertainty and build trust between leaders and their teams. In leadership roles, no, setting this shared direction is a fundamental responsibility. Another key takeaway is that leadership adaptability involves adjusting leadership style based on the situation. Okay? You need to adjust your leadership style based on the situation, the people involved, and the stage of change. Leaders may need to be directive during period of crisis, consultative. Naku, sorry, no, but wait. Okay. Okay. So again, leaders may need to be directive during periods of crisis. No? So consultative during planning and empowering during implementation. This flexibility allows leaders to respond effectively to varying levels of readiness, syempre, and resistance, no, within the organization. Adaptive leadership recognizes that a one-size-fits-all approach is rarely effective in managing change. No? So the discussion also highlights the importance of communication and engagement throughout the change process. Regular, transparent, and two-way communication helps address concerns, manage expectations, no, and surface potential issues early. Leaders who listen actively and involve employees in problem solving foster a sense of ownership and commitment. In supervisory development, this strengthens team cohesion and reinforces a culture of collaboration. Another important point is the role of capacity building and support system in sustaining change. Training, coaching, and mentoring enable leaders and staff to acquire the skills needed to operate effectively in new structures or processes. Without adequate support, even well-designed change initiative may fail. Investing in leadership and workforce development ensures that change efforts translate into lasting organizational improvement. So, the presentation underscore and our presenter discussed that change management and leadership adaptability are ongoing process rather than one-time initiative. Leaders must continuously assess outcomes, learn from experience, and refine their approaches as conditions evolve. In the context of executive leadership and supervisory development, this mindset, no, encourages continuous improvement and organizational resilience. Adaptable leaders who manage change effectively are better positioned to guide their organizations toward sustained performance and long-term success. So congratulations to our presenter and good morning. Thank you.